Right, morning all, welcome to the channel. Now today we're going to continue our Suffolk journey. I've decided I've been holding this one out and I think my throat, I think we're well enough now to go. So without further ado, come along, travel with me, mainly because we've got to get to the garage and fill up first. Travel with me and let's head to the Suffolk coast. We're going to head to Aldeburgh. Anyway, come on. Well, morning all. We're on the road, and yes, it's fairly quiet, but we've got quite a trek to go. I think we've got about 41 miles to go to where we're going. It's quite a journey to the Suffolk coast, especially where we're heading to from Norwich. But we will get there. We will get there. So, but the weather is holding out. Really was not great weather yesterday, so that's why I thought I'd hold out the filming until today, and then hopefully we have got rain, but not till about lunchtime. Hopefully I'll be on my way back by then. So but we do have the old cuppa with us. We're gonna need that because we got like I said, a bit of a journey. Anyway, let's carry on and get there nice and safely. Anyway, come on. Well, we made it. So, a lot of weaving through in and out of streets. It's quite an old place, and not been here before. So this is going to be pretty good because I've got literally no idea where I'm going. So we're at Oakley Square for car parking. Just hoping he's gonna see off soon. But yeah, we love these old places. Loads and loads of history here. Don't forget we're here for the walks, so if you come here, do you check out the local history and take a look and read up on it. I didn't, because we're here for the walks. But anyway, right, so we're literally right on, kind of see the beach in front of me. We're going to go left because there's one certain object that I need to show you that's really famous for Aldeburgh, and then we're going to kind of head back in along the beach, then we've got the church to check out as well, and then we're going to check out some bits in town. But anyway, come on, we've got lots to do and very little time. So, leaving the car park, obviously you've got the right sort of beach road along here. I came up sort of through this end, but we're gonna head out this way first. Let's just move out the way of this car. As we can see, shops and RNLI, and then we're gonna end up and head down that way as well. But I'd just like to look at some of these older, if known the history of some of these places here. Look at that. Right, okay. Let's head up over these steps first. See where this takes us. And then we'll perhaps head out over the beach. We've got lots and lots to see here, like I say. Anyway, come on. Now, as we come onto the beach, now, if you haven't been there before, it's all shingle. Get that. Like I said, this is all new to me. Now I'm assuming it's fishing boats, crab boats, something like that maybe. Who knows? Anyway, let's head out down here. Oh. Now, so far the weather has held out for us, but we will see. Literally, we will see. We find all sorts here. What we'll do, we'll head out to the water first. It really is a murky day. Bear in mind we're in December, so it's a kind of a winter walk. As you can see, all shingle. We're going to head down that way first in a moment. Got loads of old buildings. We love this place, really old. Great, absolutely great. But you can see how misty that is out there. Like I say, I wouldn't say it's massively cold, but it is cool. Anyway, let's head down to the water first. I'll keep this rolling. Now we'll have a bit look at the water's edge first. We like to see the sea. Get that. Funny how you get slow ones and you suddenly get a quick one. Right there. Anyway, let's carry on up there. We've got a bit of a walk, and there's loads of dog walkers out today. There's a lot more people about than I thought there would be. But there. Anyway, let's head down that way. Right, now, as we're all getting old, and I was going to walk along the beach down to the monument, Scallop, but I think I'd end up having a cardio the time I got down there walking on gravel for about the next hour. So we're going to cheat and we're going to head along the road down there instead, I think, and then we'll come back on the beach. Getting too old for all this. Anyway, come on, let's head along. You never know, we may see some other sights as well as we go. There is loads and loads of sort of really good old architecture down here. We're trying to grab as many snapshots as we can, but there. Anyway, let's get back on the road. That's a lot easier walking, and then we'll cut back into the beach. Now again, this is what we like to capture. As I said, with a lot of these seaside places, where they go up, the land goes up. As you can see the church right in the background here. Let's just see if we can zoom that in a bit for you. We're going to head up there a bit later. We always get a church in. But as I said, we get some of the older places, but how it goes up in different levels. Perhaps not as much as it did at Lowestoft and Galston. But nevertheless, the old buildings. Anyway, come on. Now, trying to grab a little bit of history while we can. Look at this. Had to shell that. Just go down. I'll do this slowly so you can have a look at the memorial. Like I said, it's a little bit weathered. So the memorial was erected by the people of this borough to Dr. Robin, PM, Archison, who cared for them. So there we go. Got his Christmas gear on as well. Let me do that bit better angle for you. Anyway, I'm sure there's more to it, and comments will let me know. So we're at the War Memorial. As you can see, lots of the older places at the background. That's what we like to see here. We're still walking along because, like I said, we're heading back to the Scallop. Boat and Lake, I assume. Again, we'll let the locals let us know in the comments. And I'm assuming an old pub. But look at this. They wouldn't build them like that now, would they? Look at that. Absolutely love it. And again, like it used to be in the old days, literally pub after pub, and looks like some more as well. A bit like Norwich. Anyway, come on. Right, so just behind me here, which I had to point out somewhere around there. It's on the front anyway, you'll be able to see it. Toilets! God, I needed that on the way here, I'll tell you. It's a long old drive from Norwich. It's about an hour and 15, hour and 20. So lots of back roads. For some reason Apple Maps kind of took me through Leiston. No idea why, because we should have stayed on the A12 and then just took the main road in. But there, never mind. That's what you get following maps. So, but there. Anyway, we're going to carry on down. We've still got a bit of a walk to do yet. It is, if you come here, loads of history, especially on the fishing and crabs and lobsters and all that kind of thing. Like I said, I'm not going to say too much more because I don't know. But look at some of this history behind us, these buildings. Literally nothing's been touched. It's great, absolutely great, and great that they've used them again and kept them going. We love a bit of architecture. Oh dear. Again, if you're a photographer, you definitely need to come here. I don't need to tell you, I'm sure you've already been. But yeah, definitely worth a visit. And there is a lot of walking to do here, a lot more actually than what I thought. But there, good job we took 4 hours on the car park ticket with it. But anyway, we're carrying on down still. This is kind of at the car park, well, I originally was going to use and didn't. I ended up went to the other one. Well, never mind. Anyway, it's enough of me waffling. Right, as typical, it's now starting to rain. Just the luck I have. But never mind. Right, come on. We've got a little way to walk to this monument, and then we're going to walk all the way back again. Oh, God, this is a walk. We're nearly there. Right, anyway, another point of reference. This is the car park that I should have come to, but I didn't. Never mind. We're a bit more in the town, and I suppose in a kind of a way, that's where we would be better off being there anyway, especially when we go through the town and up to the church. But yes, they take all the usual kind of apps to pay for. There is machines as well. I will just double check for you while we're here, because it is the same in the town. I did do a snapshot of what apps they use, but you can use Ringo, Just Park, Pay by Phone, and many more. Try to see. Doesn't, yeah, I think you can pay by cash. Looks like you can use cash. But I can't see, or is that a card reader? Not sure. No, it looks like it's coins in the app. I can't see a card reader on there. Right, anyway, enough of me waffling. For too much of me waffling and me on the camera. Don't want any more moans about that. Right, we're going to head out to the Scallop. I think it's a Scallop. We're going to head out there now, and then get my breath back, and then we're going to walk all the way back again. Anyway, I hope this is worth it. I really hope this is worth it. It does look good. Right, let's head out there. We've got a bit of a walk along the gravel. Like I said, the beach is all gravel, so it's not going to be any good for buggies and prams and mobility scooters, and unless you've got a lot of energy anyway. So anyway, Carl, let's go and take a look at this. Right, so we're coming up to this monument. Oh dear, I'll tell you. Now, I saw father-in-law on this years ago on an old photograph, and I thought I'd never been to Aldeburgh, so I must see this. Love to know what the history is on this. Oh, let's try to get my breath back. But look at this. I just had to come and see this. If anything sort of sticks out of Aldeburgh, there's got to be this. So let's just have a little closer look. I'm glad for once we ain't got people on it. You can hear that. Looks, I assume it's steel. Who knows? But like I said, I just had to show you this. It's really quite famous here, and you need to just come and have a look at this. Right, okay, that's that bit ticked off. We'll now do the slow walk back again. Now I just want to video this side as well, because you can obviously see the writing this side. I hear those voices. That will not be drowned. Interesting. Anyway, if there is anyone who knows, let me know in the comments. It's really interesting, and I'd love to know. And so will the viewers. Anyway, come on. Right, back on tarmac. Right, so that was the main bit that I wanted to film today. Not totally. Oh dear. It's alright, I'll move, love. Don't you worry. Anyway, right. We filmed it, so we'll head on now. No, just kidding. No, I've got lots to see yet. Right, we're going to head into town now. I'm going to do this nice slow sort of walk back, try and get my breath back. And then, yes, and then we'll see what else we can see. I know there's lots of architecture in the town that I want to see, and we've got all the fishing bits we need to do as well. So, yeah, it's not too bad today anyway. Right, okay. I will stop showing me and we'll show more of Aldeburgh. Anyway, come on. I'll leave the fishermen in peace. There's loads of these fishing people on here all the way along. I won't have the patience. Anyway, I can't keep still long enough. Anyway, come on, let's head back and let's see what we can find you. Now we've kind of covered this. I don't know how old some of this is, but can you imagine this like in, say, I don't know, in the 40s, 50s? How booming this would have been. I totally forgot to check about the railway situation, and I think there was a railway down here. But anyway, just want to show you some of this and how they just don't build them like this anymore. Right, as we do in videos for archive more than anything else, I've bunged in as many snapshots as I could. So when later generations come and have a look at my channel, you know, when they get bored, then then obviously they can see some of the still photographs of what these places used to look like as well, because I'm sure give it another 20 or 30 years they're going to change again. And sadly, I suppose some of these places along the East Anglia coast may well not be here. Who knows? Or certainly bits of it anyway. Right, okay. As you can see, let me turn this around. I'll make you dizzy on telly. Right, we're going to head in this way now into the town, and then we're going to slowly go up because I need to go and check out the church. But we'll be nice and quiet because it is a Sunday, and I'm sure they'll have a service on. We'll be respectful as we normally are, and then we'll also have a look at the little highlights in the town, and then we'll come back out and finish off on the beach as well, and obviously we'll do the far end, sort of Ipswich end anyway. Right, okay, let's take another little wander. Now, just showing you one of the streets here, and what I've just passed, which I would have never known. Let me just turn this around. Aldeburgh Cinema, just here. Let me just pan that out a little bit. That look quaint. Better than all these modern ones. So to show you at the front here. Look at this. Aldeburgh Cinema. Wow. That is a really nice looking place. Right, hopefully you'll hear me while I try and dodge all the noises or all the BMWs. Right, so finally got to the church. Let's just give this nice little metal gate. We like to capture a church. So, as usual, nice little latch. Okay, now look at that. Now that I haven't seen for a long time in the church. And that's quite handy, nice little pathway and a nice little sort of area to come in and shelter yourself. But there, right. So like I said, we're at the church. We do our usual kind of 360 all the way round. You can see the graveyard's had a bit of a mow. It does kind of pull this time of year, doesn't it? So, and we've also got some people out that way. So we're going to be as respectful as we can while we're having a look around here. Anyway, let's take a look around, and then I will take you with me. Now, we have got lots of trees here. Let me just have a wander through. So I need to show you these stained glass windows. We have got lovely stained glass windows here. Like I said, I'm not going to go in today because it will obviously be Sunday service day. But to show you some of these windows from the outside, look at that. And no security mesh as well. And we have another one just here. Again, I bet these look excellent inside, but obviously we'll maybe have a look in another day. But we will carry on round. Let me just get round these trees again. So you have got tarmac paths on this side. This is a public footpath as well. I'm not quite sure what the gathering is over there. They're definitely around some graveyard. And on cue are the bells. Obviously I'll keep talking because we don't want any copyright. So, but good to hear. Good to hear on a Sunday. So let's have a look around this side. Let's see what we can see. See, I timed that right, didn't I? Right, let's come around here. I'm assuming this is the call to service. So I think what time we got? 10:30. So yeah, quite possibly. As you can see, nice bell tower. And the lights are all on. So what we'll do, we'll head around and then we're going to have a look at that arch around the other side. But very tidy graveyard, quite full, and lots of old sort of headstones starting to tilt now, as normal. But anyway, let's carry on round. Right, now I'm afraid you're going to have to keep hearing me talking so we don't get any strikes from YouTube. But look at this. Now we have got a clock face as well. Look at that. That is really good. Another good shot there for you. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go around to this archway that I want to see and show you. I really must stop filming on a Sunday, then we can perhaps go into churches. As you can see, they're obviously all ready for Christmas. The little stars up. But this, I really love this. Let me just come back out a little bit and then I can show you this. Look at that. They don't build them like that anymore, do they? And I guess another look at this old door. Look at that. Well, all the bells have stopped. Now that's what we call a door. Look at this. That is really heavy. Proper door knocker. That is excellent. Now that is what we call a door. And then, as you can imagine, you're coming in and you come in from this. Look at that. And there's flooring. Proper, solid slabs like they used to do. And these nice, solid gates. And a lovely archway to welcome you as well. So, while the bells are still going, telling everyone, come on, come in. Anyway, so that is St Peter's and St Paul's Church at Aldeburgh. I've been wanting to come and see this, and it looks really nice, and this is a bit that I want to see, this arch. And with its original door, I believe. Right, okay, we're now going to head back in to Aldeburgh. We're going to kind of go back down Victoria Road again. And then we'll kind of head in and do a slow walk into the town to see whatever little bits we can find here as we go. And then we'll go all the way through and then come back out onto the beach again. Right, so we're just heading on back down. And I think it's like the main street. I'll call it Main Street. I forgot to look at the road name. Anyway, we're going back past the cinema again. That's where we are, just if you kind of need to know as you're following us along on this journey. Also, just to let you know, like other YouTubers, I always film a church. I just get this feeling, I'm not sure how much longer churches are going to be with us, so I'd rather capture them so we've got them archived. People can come and watch them then. Right, we're now going past the cinema. Right, we're going to head in town now, and let's see what we can find. I can already see lots of little more snapshot bits we're going to do. Really love the architecture. I'd love it when these places are never touched. Right, so we'll carry on filming here, and then I saw this lighthouse. Look at that. I will do that as a snapshot as well, so you'll have to put up with both in the video. But how great is that? Look at that. Really love that. Honestly, so far there is so much I could photograph here. I could be here all day. Unfortunately, I don't have all day, but which is a shame. And like I said, just had to show you that lighthouse that they've painted on there. How awesome is that? I'm going to do a little pan for you so you can see. So we're in December, early December. I think it's the 7th today, 2025. And obviously this is kind of the sort of main, looks like a main street area, shopping area. And we're gonna carry on heading that way. But I just wanted to give you a little pan of where we are and what it looks like today in 2025. Look at that. Anyway. Let's carry on down. This again is what I'm talking about. How, if I zoom this in, how it really looks like it's got the old kind of, I suppose, Victorian period kind of front, but they haven't really altered it at all. And like I always say, always look at the top when you go in these towns and that. A lot of the top areas they don't alter. As you can see all the way down there, all the old stuff never gets touched. They always do at the bottom, but at the top, you see this lot in King's Lynn as well when I was there, and other places. But yeah, let's have a look on down and see what we can find. But that kind of just today the pharmacy, and how that front doesn't really look like it's been altered. Excellent. Now, I know it's not summer, but I had to show you this. Oh dear. Do you know it's a little bit of me? I could eat one now. If only. Anyway, it may be a bit too cold for that. Now I'll just turn this around. We've walked along a little bit further. Again, nothing been touched. They've kept it to the old style, which is what we like, as in how it was. We've got Aldeburgh Baptist Church just there. Let me just zoom that in a little bit for you. Just like I said, so we like to have stuff for archive. But again, I love it how none of these fronts are changed, and good one for the council. They've obviously tried to keep it how it was. Now again, we're down the far end now, and I wanted to show you, as I said, look at the tops of these buildings. Look at that. They've still kept the plaques in 1950. As we kind of come round, I spotted another one this side as well. I see Adnams, another famous brewer and that in Suffolk. And let's look at the top of these buildings again. See that plaque there. Anyway, just needed to show you that. Right, so we're kind of coming to the far end now. We're going to carry on walking because there's a car park that end as well. We're going to kind of pinpoint to as we go. And then what we'll do, we'll have a slow walk back along the front. So, but just showing you, if I lift this up, just showing you here, obviously Main Street where we've just come from. Loads and loads of little delights. Especially if you come down, I would say certain times of the year, certain parts of the day, really early or late, and I'd imagine as a photographer you get some excellent shots. And again, as we've seen, if I just slowly turn this around, I don't want to make you dizzy. So, as you see, still haven't changed too much of it. They've really kept it. Now I don't know whether that's a council policy to keep it that way. I hope it is. Hello. Don't know. I seem to keep going on these journeys and finding cats. But anyway, yeah, I don't know whether it's council policy to keep these places like that, but if they do, it's really great. Anyway, let's carry on down that way, and then I'll meet you at the car park. Now I've just did a photograph of this. It's got the old customs house, which obviously a lot of these port areas used to have. Again, don't know the history of it, but I've done a photograph, but I just had to show you this. And this is what I mean by stuff not being touched. Isn't that great? And this is what I mean by these kind of port and harbour areas. How you have lots of local small housing like they would have had then, and how it's really close, tight packed, terraced. But really great here that they haven't really touched any of it. And how also you can tell the age of these towns, villages, how the streets and the roads are really tight. As I've taken some snapshots as I've been going along of the tight little alleyways that take you towards the beach. But again, here we go, Aldeburgh 2025. Now, again, what I'm talking about with architecture, we have some of the new that's been built. Looks like a bit of the front of a ship. I guess that's been made like that on purpose. And then we come round to some of the old. Look at that. Now I'm going to go round the other side of that just to have a look, and then we'll come and walk along the beach. But I just wanted to show you the differences with kind of modern architecture and obviously the older. Now, would this have been an old lighthouse, maybe? It's got that kind of shape. I don't know. Obviously, I'll let people in the comments let me know. Right, so we're at the far end. Let me just pan this around slowly so you can have a look. And then we're going to slowly head back to the car. Oh, cool, there's some steps gone in today. Let me just pan this around. Obviously, the coast curves here and then goes inland and round. We've got, looks like a river coming in here, I think, but not 100%. But there we go. And I'm not sure down the end there, unfortunately I don't have time today, but we will be back to Aldeburgh. perhaps maybe February time. I don't know, we'll see. But it looks like there could be an old wartime pillbox there. Let me just zoom that, see if it is. It may not be, but it looks that kind of thing, as you can see. See all the fishermen there as well, look. Like I said, we'll head down there another day anyway. And again, we're on the front just before we finish off, and I just want to show you more architecture hasn't been touched, or it doesn't look like it has. Perhaps a fresh coat of paint, and they've kept it original again. They're just at the seaside areas, they're just not going to build this sort of thing anymore, especially looking like that. Now we have the Aldeburgh Beach Safe Lookout. I've just taken a photograph of that. Let me just pan that out a little bit. That's also an exhibition centre. I'm not quite sure. You'd have to check that out if you're here. So a little panel on the beach. And then what do we find? What a Christmas tree. Right, I'm just going to keep panning because I need to show you this building. Now, is this the house that refused to move? I don't know how old that is. I'd love to know the history on that one, but just found it quite interesting. And again, some of the old buildings that they've really kept it. This is another reason you need to come to Aldeburgh, because they just haven't altered anything. It's really great if you want a bit of history. And history in the architecture side. Just pan that out a little bit more. But yeah, this house, no idea of the history, love to know. And you think these are the size houses that they used to be. Let's just go in a little bit more. Look at that. That is so quaint and excellent. And a little bit further up, another little pan shot will do for you, just to see the landscape. And again, what I was talking, where a lot of these coastal areas, it goes up and up and up. It is quite a slope to go up to the church, just to see how far you do kind of go up from the sea area. But yeah, again, look at this. Right, just before we finish off, just thought I'd show you this and what these boats look like inside. So there's a bit of information there. Let me just see if I can stretch that across. If not, you'll be able to pinch and zoom and all that kind of thing if you're on tablets and phones and it. But just have a look inside these boats. And let me just pan this around this way. But it's just interesting to see. When you think people, when they used to go out in these boats, no protection at all, and how brave these people must have been. Incredible. And what we'll do, we'll just head around some of these smaller boats. They don't look in too good a nick, but just thought I'd show you some of the gear that they'd have inside. Again, you kind of think primitive. I don't know, I'm not an expert, I don't know anything about fishing. I will leave that for the experts to tell us. But again, how they would certainly be out in the elements, in the cold, wet. Let's just move to this last one and then we'll finish off. We'll walk along this gravel. Now I can remember when I was a youngster, I say youngster, when I was army training, they'd make us run in all this gravel. I did a lot of my training at Folkestone. Obviously not here, but same kind of beach. It was like this in Kent where we did our training. But yeah, I can remember us with full kit and they'd make us run up and down these beaches and our feet would just keep sinking in the gravel. Anyway, off subject there a bit. Right, okay. We'll just look at this last boat here. Again, has got an inboard here, but it's got an engine. All right, I'll leave it for you. Not sure what that is. Like I said, it looks a bit rotten and left, but again, good for the old photographers. Early morning, can't beat a good old shot of a boat. But again, it's just showing you what they would have had and how exposure to the conditions and that they would have been in. Right, obviously that didn't work, did it? The wind is ready blowing now. I'll have to hold my tripod with one hand, so you'll have to forgive me, I've only got this hand free. Anyway, right, okay, so that is Aldeburgh. We've done quite a good look round. You could, no lie, you could spend a days up here for doing photographs, filming that. There's so much to see, and what I love about it, they haven't altered really what I can see most of the buildings at all. So it's definitely worth a look round. I'm sure, fortunately it's December. I've been trying to get round the coast best I can, but there is a lot of it, and we've still got more to do. But yeah, at least we finally got here. That's more than anything. Lovely place to come. Lovely people here. They've all been very pleasant as I've gone round. They've put up with me filming, bless them. So but yeah, definitely worth a visit. Come and have a look. There are shops. Again, they haven't really altered a lot of the street. They're all nice little quaint small little shops. There's nothing massively commercial here at all, which is good to see. Right, okay, I'm sure when I do the edit, this was going to be an average kind of shoot, but I think it's going to end up being quite long. So I think what, I'll grab a cup before you watch, and yeah, but enjoy. This is another one ticked off the list that we needed to do. Right, okay, I'm going to head back. It's like an hour and 15, 20 minutes for me to head back to Norwich, so we better make a start. Time's getting on. And yeah, I should have got down there a bit sooner. Lots of people here. It does get quite, I can imagine in the summer, quite crowded. But definitely worth a visit. Come and visit the community. Come and help support them and all that kind of thing. Now, if you do like the content and you'd like to see more of me, I hope you do. I am trying my best. Follow me along, please subscribe, free of charge. It really does help push the content around and push me around the channel, and share me on your Facebook and other socials as well. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Not sure where we'll end up. We'll end up somewhere anyway. And yeah, have a lovely weekend, and I will see you very soon.